Welcome everyone to the NextService webcast and live demo brought to you by Fusionworks. We're going to go right ahead and start the presentation. My name is Jorge Mejia. I am a CPA. I'm going to be your host today. I'm a Fusionworks founding partner, and I've been implementing ERP technologies over the last 25 years. I'm a former Oracle consulting practice manager and an ex-Arthur Andersen auditor. So my background is accounting and technology all the way. Here with the agenda, we're going to go quickly over Fusionworks so you get to know our company, and quickly over NetSuite. And we're going to move on with Ben and Andrew of NextService. They're going to host most of the meeting today. We're going to go over the NextService profile as a company and then the demo. Finally, we'll have some time for a Q&A. So Fusionworks, we fuse together business knowledge and technology expertise with innovative people to help your company be more competitive. We've been in business for the last 19 years, and we have over 60 qualified consultants, CPAs, engineers, programmers, project managers, human resources professionals, a whole breadth of professionals to help your company, again, become more competitive. We're a client-centric consulting firm, so we work with your people. We help them change their processes, how they use the information to make decisions, and to use these modern technologies to help your company succeed. We're an award-winning ERP company, so we have earned international recognitions. Last year, year before, 2019, we were Oracle Latin America ERP Cloud Partner of the Year. So we got that award over Mexico, over the partners with Brazil, Argentina, Colombia. So we're very proud of that. We are an Oracle Cloud Excellent implementer for ERP and Human Capital Management. And that same ERP Cloud Partner of the Year, we've garnered that prize in 2017, 2018, and 2019 for the Caribbean region. These are some of our logos, our NetSuite footprint, over 15 customers. I'm going to highlight La Casa del Camionero, which is a current implementation we're going through. They will be implementing NextService as well. So that's why we decided to brought this and show you all guys how we're transforming the field service industry in Puerto Rico and moving it to the cloud. About NetSuite, it's called the first cloud company. It's a company that started building an ERP software, an enterprise software in the cloud to offer it as a service. It's now a Oracle Global Business Unit. So it was founded 20 years ago, and in 2016, Oracle bought it for $9 billion. So now it's an internal business unit. It has 7,000 employees, more than 7,000 employees globally. Oracle in turn has over 100,000, so it's under a huge company. There are more than 24,000 customers running on NetSuite globally. They add more than 3,000 new companies per year, so they're growing very fast. The record year was 2018, and they operate in over 203 countries around the globe. So if you run your business in NetSuite, you're ready to run your business not only in Puerto Rico, but globally. Now, this slide will show you the footprint, what they cover in the NetSuite of products. So to your right, you have the ERP financials, which is general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, purchasing, fixed assets, cash management. Then you have CRM, customer relationship management. We run Fusionworks over NetSuite, so we use CRM to get leads, transform them into prospects, generate opportunities, look at our pipeline, close those deals, and convert those customers, those prospects into customers. So the complete lifetime of our customers is being managed through NetSuite, even before they are our customers. All that integrated with the financials. You can add e-commerce, you can have HR. We run our payroll in NetSuite as well as our performance management. So every Fusion worker is being evaluated using the NetSuite technology. Then you have your PSA and SCM. PSA stands for Professional Services Automation. we're a professional services organization. So we run projects. We have budgets in those projects. We track time. We build based on that time. We have milestones. So everything project related, we run on NetSuite as well. And that's integrated with our financials, integrated with our CRM and supply chain management, inventory, warehouse management, demand planning. All of your supply chain needs are covered with NetSuite as well. Now, the most important one is BFN. BFN stands for Built for NetSuite. That's like an Apple store. NetSuite built a platform in such a way where partners can build applications ingrained within NetSuite. So there are more than 500 application suite apps that you can activate and run on your NetSuite platform. In this case, NextService, it's a suite app. It's built for NetSuite. So it runs ingrained, embedded within NetSuite using the same database. So it shares a customer database. So it's the same customer you create in NetSuite, it's the same customer that will use NextService. So it's not interface. It's not sending information in and out. It's ingrained, and you'll see that. It's multi-language, multi-currency. It's multi-country tax compliance, and multi-subsidiary management. You have Suite Success, which is verticals in NetSuite. So pre-built KPIs for that vertical. Dashboard, roles, customizable workflows, customizable forms, integrations, and then Suite App that I just mentioned, which is built for NetSuite. So it's a great two things to remember. Integrated, single database, simple to use solution. What the experts say, Gartner, it's a company that's dedicated to rate software vendors, and they have this famous tool called the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Realize that at the top of the quadrant, you have the Oracle ERP Cloud solution, which is Oracle's ERP for larger worldwide enterprises. In Puerto Rico, for example, First Bank, the second largest bank, runs on Oracle ERP Cloud for enterprise applications. Then you have Workday, that's more or less on that category. The leader for mid-market is actually NetSuite. The only cloud solution for mid-market companies in the leaders quadrant is NetSuite. And it's the one that overall has the most customers running on their suite. No other vendor has more than 24,000 customers running on them. So what you're looking at here is the best of the best as stated by a third party. Now, about the cloud, and pardon me, I'm gonna have a little bit of water. So I guess before we started to talk about NetSuite per se and NextService, I wanted to talk about cloud computing because it's changing completely the competitive landscape of every single company. And it's important for you guys to understand this. So to the left, my left in this chart, you have two dots separated by a time frame of 5 years. So 2009, 2014. If you guys are running on what we call now legacy applications such as Great Plains, Mass 90, Sage 300, SAP Business One, you have a server, you install that, and maybe you're hosting that in the cloud, but still on-prem legacy application. So you install them, and they're basically static for 5 years, where the vendor will call you, tell you, we no longer support your version, so you need to move forward to a newer version. So typically companies were waiting 5 years to innovate, and they would do it because they were forced to do it. And then that upgrade was really painful and costly. Now that paradigm has shifted with software as a service, like NetSuite. NetSuite is hosted on this cloud, offered as a service. So 24,000 customers running on that same version. And that same version, it's upgraded on a quarterly basis. So every 3 months, you get innovation injected into your business. So imagine, in being in business static, it's impossible. If you're static, you're going backwards. It's time to move to a new highway to run your business faster in a more innovative way. And not only that, that application is being managed by the manufacturer. hosted in their servers. So they worry about backup, disaster recovery, hackers and security, performance. So you don't have to think about that. So it's liberating for mid-sized business like Fusionworks and probably yours, that you can adopt this state-of-the-art technology that was not available to you before, because you needed to have not only the software, but the servers and the internal expertise to manage that application, to apply patches, to do backups, to make sure your disaster recovery worked. So it's a new era for mid-sized companies, and we need to leverage this era on our behalf. So faster adoption cycles, quarterly updates, new features added every single quarter. So this is an analogy how I compare things. So running on legacy application and on-prem applications is like having, you know, the Sony Walkman. I remember when I had mine and I was very enthusiastic. I put on CD and then the CD was scratched and it wouldn't work well. It was just great. Just could improve. Now with Spotify, for example, for a small fee, you have access to every single song in the planet, and you can play it, and you can add playlists, and you can share playlists with your friends. So it's a new era. The Walkman worked. It's just Spotify is way much better. This slide would show you more or less the upgrading process, but what's important about this is that NetSuite, even though it's a cloud platform and that same software is shared by 24,000 customers, it's very flexible and customizable. You can add fields, screens, workflows, routines, scripts, and those customizations will move with the upgrades. It'll be transparent to you. So you add a field, you add a report, they upgrade, and those new reports and new fields will be moved forward with the upgrade. It's a phased approach, and you will know when the exact date when you will be upgraded, and they'll give you a release preview with videos on that new functionality, so you can have your people trained in the new version, look at the videos to see how the new features work. So it's great. It's same as you receive a message in your cell phone telling you that it'll upgrade, and you don't care much, they'll upgrade and that's it, and you keep on working with your cell phone. Now, this other diagram will show you an important feature, the best feature that's brought by cloud computing. To your right, you have a legacy software like Great Plains, like SAP Business One, like Sage 300, which basically batch-based. So you do all your transactions in your accounts payable or billing, and at month end you run a process and you post the journal entry into your general ledger. So it's a slower solution. Why? It was built to run on your server, in a server that you could afford. So the computing power is very limited. So the applications were architected based on that constraint. Now NetSuite was built to run on a cloud, on a huge server. So computing power was not a limitation. So it was designed to work online real time and have real-time business intelligence embedded. So every time you do a transaction, you receive a check and post a check, your dashboard and your cash balance will go up, your receivables will go down, and all your KPIs will update automatically. So it's real time. It's basically impossible to achieve these former applications. That's why we're encouraging people to move to the cloud, to take advantage and work on a real-time environment. And not only that, it's real time, available everywhere, anytime from any device. So this is a web application. You'll be able to connect through the phone, tablet, computer in any single place in the world, as long as you have a browser. That's why we're comparing this with using a BlackBerry. The BlackBerry used to work nicely. However, the smartphone came in, and probably BlackBerry used to work. It's just the smartphone was way much better, gave you way much more functionality, information, applications to improve your lifestyle. So that's why we're comparing the legacy applications with these older phones and the cloud applications as a service as with the smartphone. So here are some of the just KPIs that come out of the box of the solution, and vertical KPIs depending on the suite solution you implement. This is a view of a NetSuite dashboard. It's proactive, so you'll have a reminders board that tells you exactly what to do based on exception-based management, trend graphs, KPIs, quick access to your reports, board metrics. I mean, you have every single information you need in your business in front of you. I have a dashboard, so I have the open cases for my customers. I have my cash, I have my receivables, I have which customer owes me more, I have my collection activity. So I have every single KPI I need to monitor Fusionworks performance at the palm of my hand. It's very powerful. Just another example of a dashboard. And I'm over my time, so I'm going to pass you with Bob and Andrew. They're going to go quickly over NextService as a company, and then you'll see the demo of the field service application. Thank you very much. Emma, go ahead.
Thank you, Jorge, very much. I'm just going to get my my screen showing for you. Won't be a moment. There we go. Now, Jorge, can you help me understand? Am I showing my screen yet?
No, I don't see your screen. Emma, can you jump in and help?
Sure. Andrew, we are seeing your screen now. So.
Yep.
You are? Okay. Can you see?
I think that's in your computer background.
Can you see my presentation or me?
We're seeing just your blank screen.
Okay, 1 second. How about now?
Still your background.
There we go. I think I've got it, guys. Apologies for the delay there. Let me just get this presentation up and running.
There you go.
Okay, I think we're happening. Right. Can we just confirm the screen there? Sorry again, guys, for that slight pause, but I'll get straight into it. Number one, Jorge, thank you so much for inviting us today. Anyone that's listening to this webinar must by now surely be convinced that the reason that we're here with Fusionworks is because I have a brilliant reputation. And that's probably because people like Jorge pretty much know everything about NetSuite and this environment. So we're honored to be able to present with them today. My name is Andrew Sleep. I'm strategy manager for Next Technique, which is the company that makes NextService, which is a field service solution built directly into NetSuite. Ben Castles, senior solution consultant. People, just a little bit about our background. We've been with the company since almost its beginning. When they formed the software. Ben and I both helped develop the software. So if you do have any questions today, get them into the chat. There is probably nothing you can ask us about the software that we can't answer today if you need to know. All right, let's just move on to the next slide. A little bit about us. Next Technique is our company name. Our software is called NextService. Why do we have it? What caused us to build software within NetSuite that Oracle forgot to build themselves? Well, we bought NetSuite and we loved it. It was the best thing that's ever happened to us. Finally, you know, George has just told you everything, all your data in one platform, and that's great. But guess what? At the time, NetSuite did not have a field service solution. So we bought one off platform and we tried to connect it into NetSuite to get that beautiful single system of data, and it didn't work. So these guys here, the Chloes who've been around since 1948, right, they said, right, that's it. We're going to build some software, and they did, and it worked, and they won an award, which you see down here for it. And then they said, right, and truly, honestly, they said, right, now that we've got it, surely everybody else in the world must want this as well. And so Ben and I started with a company, we commercialized it, and that's how we got here today. All right, so they built this software because they desperately wanted the dream that Jorge was talking about, which is a single platform. All right, and they've been around for a long time, 70 years. All right, but NextService is only about, I think it's about, I don't know, since 2013, so I can't do the maths for you right there. I'm just going to reiterate something that Jorge was saying a moment ago. You know, the old and the new, you know, the before shot, the after shot. Here's a beautiful car, built in the 50s, streamlined. And yet, car manufacturers in those days did not build their own air conditioners because they didn't know how. So you could get air conditioning companies made air conditioners back in the 50s, and you could stick them on the window of your car, and it would cool the air down. And so what was your objective? Cool air in the car. How did you do it? You tacked on this ugly monstrosity, you tacked it on the outside, and it worked. But it's not integrated. It's not built into the rest of the car. You know, the car electronics the chips aren't talking to each other. It doesn't have a thermostat. It just keeps blowing cold air right onto the head of the poor old driver. So what was once good, just because it was good once, doesn't mean it's still good today. We've moved past that. So I want to reiterate Jorge's message from before. Using a single platform with all of your data inside of it, all talking to each other harmoniously, gives you the competitive advantage, because probably your competitors don't have that. And if they don't have that, then they're not going to get what Ben is going to demonstrate to you in just a moment. So the best part of this demo is coming. Wait till you see what Ben is going to show you. He's going to show you NetSuite, but with our software built into it, and you're not going to even be able to tell it. It's going to look like it's just one system, which is great, because that means your staff don't have to learn 2 or 3 or 10 different things. It's one system, and it's easy to use. It is. We're going to show you that too in just a second. All right, here's a bold statement. And I know I'm time constrained, so I'm not, because I could talk forever about this, because, you know, we helped build the software, so we love it. We love it. We love Fusionworks as well. But transform customer engagement with field mobility. What does that even mean? I mean, so why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you need to transform. If you're going to go to a single platform with all this good stuff we're about to show you, you will transform the way you engage with your customers today, which means you become more sticky for them. Your service will be better because it's more efficient, because your technicians are more informed, because everything is coming from one single platform where everyone can see what everybody else is doing. And it will make your lives easier, and that means your customers will be happier, which means you can grow your businesses. That's our claim. Whether or not you believe me at the end of the demo, right? But that's my claim today. What does the service do? Work order creation. Yes, on a single screen, you can create your work orders. No, not many screens. You don't have to learn a whole bunch of stuff. Your brand new staff can do this day one. It's simple to use. we do scheduling, so you can see a schedule board, and you can drag and drop all of the tasks that you've got. You can see what everyone's doing and where they are and when they got there in one system. Right? Field mobility, we give that to your technicians by giving them a mobile app which just works. Even if they go offline, yes, many of you are probably thinking about that. Well, what happens when they go offline? Our mobile will continue to work, and when your technicians go back online, they don't have to do anything. It will just sync up, and it syncs up with NetSuite, directly into NetSuite using Oracle's security. So you don't even have to worry about that. Inventory, we take care of that. You're using parts in the field, and you've got to look up, and you've got to want to know where the costs are going. Costs, the cost of your labor in the field and the cost of your parts. All of that is taken into account and sent directly back into NetSuite so that you can see profitability in real time. In a minute, Ben will show you reporting and analytics. It will blow your mind. It's fantastic in NetSuite. All right, so that's what we do. All right, that's what we're capable of. Let's think about some practical use cases. Installations and commissions. So installations, if you manufacture and install your own equipment, this is priceless. If you're a wholesale distributor, if you buy equipment and then install it, this is priceless. Every single cost and everything that you do will all be channeled into NetSuite via the mobile app as you either install or you do maintenance, or you do warranties, or you do break fix. It doesn't matter. You tell us what you do in the field, and it doesn't matter if you do 10 different types of jobs or 3 or 100. For each one of those types of things that you do, we listen to you and we configure so that the mobile app shows the right questions at the right time to the technicians. Technicians don't have to think, they just got to read their phone and answer the questions and do their job. Dispatchers don't have to be stressed out about whether or not the technicians are going to get the right information and know where to go and know who to talk to and know what forms to fill out. It's all done for you. It's automated. So what Ben's about to show you looks so simple, and you're going to be thinking, no, that's not possible. It's not possible, but it is, because we automate the heck out of everything so that you don't, and your staff and your teams and your technicians don't have to stress about it. Remember, the company that invented this software had all these problems. And when they brought me on, they said, fix them, Andrew and Ben. And we did. And the result of that is NextService, which Ben's about to show you. Common challenges, just some stuff that we find that you guys have, that anyone in field service has. Scheduling. Where are my guys? How busy are they today? How do I see all of that in one shot? How do I see that? Ben's going to show you. Compliance. What about the forms you got to fill out when you get on site, depending on what you're doing, right? Check boxes. Did you do this? Did you do your safety check? Did you check these parts on the machine before you put it back together? Is that a regulated item? Is it a generator? Does it need to be checked every 6 months? Do you need to take a photograph? The technicians don't have to remember all of this because our mobile app will tell them what to do and in the order that they need to do it so that they can't make a mistake. And nor can your dispatchers. Think about this. If we simplify everything in a way that your staff have confidence that they're just not going to be able to make mistakes or forget things, imagine how much easier it is on a day-to-day basis to live your life, right? To have your field service enterprise. Imagine all that anxiety gone. And imagine how many times you're not going to get called back because you got it right the first time. I'll move past that. No API. What's an API? It's an application programming interface, and that is what you use if your software sits outside of a platform. That's how the two talk to each other. That's dead. No one does that anymore, right? Why? Because upgrades, because it's expensive, because actually it's really expensive. So if you buy something that's on platform, you don't have to pay for the hundreds of hours it takes to configure it to talk to the alien platform. When it's all talking together, everybody's happy. Okay, real-time information, you're going to see that in a minute. Direct impact into financials. If there's anybody here that's worried about how much money they're making, if they're really and what their actual costs are, that is no longer going to be a mystery to you. We will resolve that using NetSuite's excellent financials, which is already sitting there, because NextService talks to CRM, financials, inventory, the lot. All right. I'm going to get past this because we really do need to get to Ben's demonstration. I'm sure you can all read the slide, but just one thing here: accelerate and transform your customer experience. All right. It's all about your customers. This software is all about your customers and making them happy, making your team happy, and making you happy, because it actually works. How do I prove that? There's a site, it's called SuiteApp.com. If you go there, you take a look at our software, you'll see all of these 5-star ratings, independently written. This is not my website. SuiteApp.com is just tells you where you can buy Suite apps. This is what our customers are going and saying about our software. This is how happy they are. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. There's heaps of them. Go and have a look. And then go and have a look and see if anybody else has got in field services got any. And if they don't have any, and we're the only people with 5 stars, maybe you can draw your own conclusions. Maybe that's why Fusionworks have brought us today to chat with you, because honestly, guys, this is going to make your lives easier, so much easier. Ben, I'm going to pass to you so you can get stuck in and show these good people the actual system. Ben is going to show you, obviously, you're going to see NetSuite. All right, but you're also going to see NextService built into NetSuite. It's one platform. There you go, Ben.
Thanks for that, Andrew. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
Yep.
loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Now let me. I thought I had this all set up for sharing, but it's asking me to put permissions in to share my screen. Bear with me, please. Sorry about this, guys.
And while Ben's
I'm
doing
gonna
that,
have to quit and rejoin. I apologize for this, guys. I've already quit once, but it's making me do it again. One sec.
okay. While Ben's doing that, look, guys, what he's going to show you is he's going to bring up NetSuite, right, which you'll see works in a browser. Now, what does that mean? It just means that the total commitment to hardware that you need to have, including with your technicians who are using, just a standard mobile, the total commitment to hardware you need to have is a machine that is able to run a browser. Now, I've got next to me here one of the cheapest Apple iPads, and I also use the Android Galaxy Tab A, which cost me $80. You do not need to spend $1,000 on an iPad or $1,000 on a phone. A nice old cheap old Chrome running Tab A is perfect. So your investment in hardware is, if you guys already have, it doesn't matter what version of phone they've got, it's going to work. It only needs to be able to have the power to run a browser in order for it to work. Ben, over to you. I can see you're ready to show us, and we're in the
I am.
dashboards.
Thank you so much for that. Guys, thanks for the intro to NetSuite. Andrew, thanks for the intro to NextService. I'm going to go quickly here, guys. We are 100% on platform. All of your data lives in NetSuite when you're using NextService. That means you're going to get KPIs. You're going to get bar charts and graphs. You're going to get reminders. And this is all about your field service data and your customers that you're doing field service for, okay? So you might have a list of all of your work orders. And guys, these would be the statuses of your jobs, not my demo site, obviously. If you've got jobs where you've requested parts, let's make sure we track that status so we can progress each job to the next stage, okay? Now, I'm going to jump straight into creating a work order. You heard Andrew say that we have one form for creating work orders, and here's what that looks like. It's a native NetSuite form. It's a work order / case. I'm doing a bit of hedging here, okay? So we can rename things whatever you need. The customer here is Acme Fulfillment, and you can see we're doing a break fix job. Have a look at the other types I've got here. These would be your job types, not mine. Okay, we can set the priority. We've got the customer contact. And look, we're going to service these 3 industrial pumps on site. Inspect and service the pumps on site. That's our message to the technician. Okay, next form. Same form, different customer. This is for engineering and manufacturing incorporated. Different customer or contact. And in this case, we're doing a service job, right? So same form, different job type. And the job type is really important because it is going to decide which forms, which fields, which tabs are going to show on our mobile device. And we'll hop on the mobile device shortly, okay? So a little sneak peek there. And finally, what about your recurring maintenance, your preventative maintenance, PMs, they're often called, right? We're going to define those using a NetSuite project record. We're going to choose the frequency. In this case, I've chosen quarterly. Based upon the start date and the end date and the frequency, we get a program of works. And it's the program of works that is going to create all those jobs automatically, which will save you buckets of time. Now, I'm just going to change it from quarterly to, let's say, 6 monthly, and we're going to see the number of jobs here will shrink because we're changing the frequency. I want you to see how easy it is to control this using just a standard NetSuite form here, okay? So I'm not going to save that, but you can see how we can generate those programs quickly using NetSuite, and that will all feed into our schedule board. And this is the next part here, okay? Look at the URL, everybody. This is a NetSuite page. This is a drag and drop schedule board. Can you see how I can drag those jobs around? We can see the location of our technicians on the map. So let's have a look at the map here quickly. If I drill in here, you can see that's me in Toronto. I've got a large team in the Montreal area. Circles are our technicians. Our squares and rectangles are the jobs that we've got there. And they correspond, each of these jobs corresponds to a job on our schedule board up the top here. So we're tracking the location of your jobs and the real-time location of your technicians as they move towards jobs and away from jobs, okay? And that's all tracked through our mobile app. Now, let's have a look at the tasks we need to assign here. Can you see I've got this Acme fulfillment job here? If I click on it, I can see if there's any skills required. Oh, commercial driver's license. Let's filter our people to find somebody with that skill and some availability, which is denoted by this white space here. So commercial driver's license. Can you see how it narrowed it down just to one person? Happens to be me, right? Let's drag that job in and assign it. Great, I've got that job assigned, but maybe we need a crew or a team. Let's assign Ben and Benoit. Okay, can you see I've got Benoit and Ben on there? If I click on it, you can see we've got a pair of Bens. It's the B team, right? Let's save that, everybody. Okay, we can do other filters. We can filter by job type. Show me my cleanings or my pickups or my plannings. These would be your job types, not my demo types. We can filter by priority. Low is blue, medium is yellow, high is red, and also status. Most importantly, status. You need to know which jobs are complete. And look how well we've done on Monday and Tuesday. You need to know which jobs are in progress, right? Look at all these jobs that we've got in progress today. And here are the ones that haven't started yet, okay? Including a few from today that haven't started. Super important for you to be able to manage in real time what's happening in the field so you can make important decisions. Okay, guys, we're gonna move on to our mobile. Now, this is where, I'm just gonna switch hats a little bit. We're putting on our safety gear. We're going in the field and it's important to be safe, isn't it? Now, this is what our mobile application looks like on an iPad. You can see I'm not actually sharing my iPad here, but it is the exact same thing. And just to prove that to you, let me just open it up. Okay, can you see on the screen there? It matches what I'm sharing on the screen. Okay, we support Android, iOS, laptops, desktops, anything with an HTML browser. Lots of customers on larger size smartphones. No problem. You can even do a bring your own device. Okay, and it doesn't need to be expensive. It just needs to have a connection, a camera, and a browser, and we're good to go. Now, our mobile app automatically decides which tabs, which fields, which forms it shows based upon the job type that your administrator is choosing. This eliminates so much thinking. You don't have to plan as much because it's preordained. The mobile does the thinking for you, which makes it easier for your technicians and easier for your dispatchers and administrators. Let's have a look at a few of these job types. You can see I've got a site visit, an inspection, and a pickup. These are all going to have different tabs showing. We'll start with the pickup. This is about as simple as it gets. Look, I've got a big green start button. Let's click on it. Notice the complete button was not available until I clicked on the start button. But first, maybe I want to see the customer contact. We're done. Super easy for a pickup, right? You wouldn't expect much more. Let's do our inspection next. Now, an inspection here, different forms on here, right? We might see the site. What's the site look like? In this case, it looks like a hockey arena. How Canadian of me, right? Who's the customer contact? What's the history? Have we done any work here before? This is all important information to get into the hands of your technicians. Okay, and finally, we're going to move along to our site visit here. So a site visit, maybe we need to request inventory, and we can request it from the warehouse or other vans. Maybe we need to do some machine readings here, right? So I'm going to do a cycle count, and maybe we'll record some volts and amps and a level, whatever that is. Okay, different forms we can digitize. We'll digitize your paperwork, get it on the mobile, so all that sweet information is recorded in real time. We can add inventory from the field. You can see this is a sales order in NetSuite, and I can add different things. Maybe I'm going to add a battery here, okay? We're adding a battery onto that sales order. It'll come through in NetSuite because it's a single platform. We can record expenses, yes. We can do sign off, of course we can, with signatures and capture notes. And we can also view the sites that we have there, okay? Guys, we're going to move on from that. We've captured all that sweet information in the field. What does that look like back in NetSuite? Well, when a job is done, it turns gray. And notice I've got this little download button, and when I click on that, it's going to open up a service report. This is a configurable service report that we will set up for your business. We'll have your logo on there, your labels. You'll record the actions taken on there. You're going to get the signatures for the technician and the customer. So important to get the customer signature because they're going to pay you on time quicker. They're going to be happier customers if they sign that day of. I've got the labor, I've got the expenses, I've got those graphs based upon those machine readings. And guys, the second most important thing are the images you capture, the before and after pictures. So powerful for keeping your customers happy. And look at all the job instruction info that we captured in the field. It's here. So is the job safety assessment information, okay? Now, finally, once you've completed the work, we need to do some invoicing, right? And you might remember back to the beginning, I've got sales orders to approve. Once they're done in the field, they can be approved, or maybe you skip that step and you just go straight to invoicing. Once you've invoiced and you've recorded your inventory, your time, and your expenses, of course you get profitability, and NetSuite was designed for profitability, right? That's the reason we're all here. Look at the profitability for this Acme fulfillment job. It was a PM weekly. We used some inventory, 116 worth. We invoiced for $235 and we had an expense. So it looks like we lost, no, we made money. We made $83 on this, okay? So that's end to end. It's all in NetSuite and it's easy and simple forms, and we let the mobile do the thinking for us so that we're capturing better data in the field. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop sharing now. That's what I had to show you today. Thanks for your time.
If I could just summarize a little bit there for you, Ben. Everyone, what you might have noticed while Ben was running through the million different things for you to absorb, right? What you may have noticed is that when Ben was showing the mobile app, did you notice there's a little history button and he hit it and all the jobs came up where we visited that item before? This is, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to cope with this, but just let me say this. When you're using NextService in NetSuite, we record the history of all the activity on that asset, that device or that building forever. So if your guys want to go and do search some of the history, there's a search button there too. You can search for a specific word or search for a person that might have been there before you. That's there for good. I'm not even sure, because my company, when we created the software, one of the things that they said they needed the most was they needed to know what had been done before, who'd been there before, and not just last week, but 3 years ago for that $1 million elevator or $1 million laser beam, right? They want to know that this now gives you instant access to everything you've ever done on a device or a building or a place. An asset can be a location, it can be an elevator, it can be a laser beam. This is at the tip. This is the tip of your technician's fingers, and they don't even know it. But when Ben showed the service report just a minute ago, they finished their job. They finished their job. They're done. They don't even know that this is being created in the background. This beautiful report, which you can send out to your customers with your invoices. Pay me. And what do customers do? Before I said to you, we want to transform your engagement with your customers. We want to transform that. And when you start sending this stuff out instantly with your invoices, they're just going to pay you, which means time to get your money, time between invoice and money, right? That reduces. Jorge can tell you all about that. Jorge is the financial genius. He just brought us along because we know about field service, right? But this unified system just works. It just works for you. Transforming your engagement, giving you one single platform so that you can sleep more at nighttime, so that you become more efficient, and so that you become a hell of a lot more competitive with your competitors. That's about all we have to tell you today. Thank you very much. Jorge, I'll pass back to you.
Thank you, guys. That was a great presentation. It was a fast presentation. I mean, we covered it and we ended before the scheduled time. So let me show just my screen. So thank you, Ben, Andrew. It's sometimes these presentations go so fast, you don't realize how much information was transmitted. So so in summary, we saw how to manage a workforce and send people out to service customers and provide that service and make sure that that person actually complied with all the steps needed to be done in that field visit. Capture pictures, capture the technician signature and the customer signature, and all of that is being transmitted real time back to your back office. So that actual service call actually became an invoice to that customer, and that actually was accounted in the books, and we were able to actually generate a small version of financial statement of that specific service. So what you might have not realized is that you get a P&L for that service call. That P&L will be aggregated for all of those customers' service calls, and you have a P&L for that customer, and in turn you'll have the P&L for the company. So you go from the very granular level of profitability, which is basically impossible to attain with most systems, and that you can drill up and see how that looks in the financial statement of your company. So that's the beautiful thing of having every single platform integrated. Now you can see a dashboard of that customer, and you have KPIs of that customer. How many invoices are outstanding? What's the DSO of that customer? I mean, days sales outstanding. You'll have a KPI will tell you how many days does that client take to pay your invoices. And all of that, it's within a single integrated platform. Probably you guys are more curious to learn more about NetSuite. We're going to be hosting more webinars, specific webinars to the financial aspect of NetSuite, others on CRM, or we can talk to you directly, just show you the specific things you want to look. But you got the idea on how vertical is NetSuite for the field service industry in terms of managing your complete operations in one single platform. So I don't know if there are questions. This webinar we did it in English. However, I'm going to switch to Spanish. Si tienen alguna pregunta de lo que se explicó, ¿no? Hemos discutido varios temas. El tema principal creo que es una plataforma totalmente integrada que usa una base de datos común que trabaja en tiempo real. Así que tenemos un técnico en la calle, enviamos un técnico a la calle, ese técnico hace un trabajo que se le ordenó hacer en una orden de servicio. El técnico ejecuta y confirma que hace todas sus tareas, toma fotos del lugar antes y después de la reparación que hizo, firma, obtiene la firma del cliente y eso está totalmente integrado con el sistema de facturación. Así que una vez se factura esa orden de servicio, ya está en el módulo de cuentas por cobrar, lista para recibir el pago del cliente y a su vez está contabilizada en tu mayor general y esa métrica, esa nueva orden de servicio se refleja en todos tus informes y en todos los dashboards. Así que es una plataforma integrada en tiempo real, moderna, y lo único que ustedes tienen que hacer es conectarse a ella mediante un browser. No hubo que instalar software en ningún dispositivo, no hubo que comprar equipo, no tuvieron que comprar un servidor, no tienen que hacerle backup, no tienen que preocuparse por nada de eso, simplemente conectarse y utilizar la herramienta. Nosotros en Fusionworks, con nuestro partnership con NextTechnique, hacemos toda la consultoría, lo orientamos con la parametrización del sistema, esa parametrización para adaptarla a sus procesos de negocio y mejorar sus procesos de negocio, pero con un enfoque bien fuerte en la información que queremos obtener de la plataforma. Rentabilidad por cliente, por tipo de cliente, por área geográfica o por tipo de producto que estamos vendiendo, rentabilidad a nivel de la empresa, al mismo tiempo cumpliendo con todas las reglas de Puerto Rico, con el IBU, con la retención del 7%, con el 4% de servicios profesionales. Así que lo orientamos en ese proceso, los adiestramos, los ayudamos en la conversión de información para comenzar ese proceso de irse en producción a utilizar esta nueva plataforma. No sé si hay preguntas por acá, creo que no he visto preguntas en el chat. Deben tener una cajita que dice chat y ahí pueden escribir cualquier pregunta que tengan. Los exhorto a que continuemos la conversación. Creo que el demo lo hicimos bien rápido para no ocupar mucho de su tiempo y dejarlos con un poco de curiosidad. Creo que podemos coordinar con ustedes directamente ya una presentación más alineada a sus necesidades en específico y vean otras funciones de la herramienta que no presentamos hoy, como por ejemplo el tema de ventas, el tema de hacer mercadeo, manejo de oportunidades, ver el pipeline de clientes nuevos para que puedan monitorear el crecimiento de su empresa. Así que manténganse pendientes, pueden seguirnos en LinkedIn, en Instagram, Twitter o Facebook. Estamos posteando diferentes artículos y otros webinars que estamos haciendo y también pueden visitar nuestra página de web fwpr.com, like Fusionworks Puerto Rico, fwpr.com. Así que nada, gracias por su tiempo. Bob, Andrew, thanks for your time. We're going to keep on talking and we're going to keep on moving Puerto Rico to the cloud, specifically the field service industry. Así que without further ado, si no hay más, pues terminamos con el webinar. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Gracias. Have a nice day.